Hello and welcome back to Yarn Tea and Books. My name is Tasha, and along with my husband, we are the humans behind Frogget Yarns hand-dyed yarns and Mobile Yarn Truck. Welcome back to a brand new week. Welcome to all of the new viewers. We've had quite a few new subscribers, so I'm glad that you found us and that you're here. And as always, welcome back to any returning viewers. It's always a pleasure when you come back every week and check in with me. So it's a brand new week. There's not a whole lot to talk about. We've been busy. We've been in prep mode for our very last show of the season. So there's a little bit of everything and not too much of anything. So that'll be what we talk about. We'll talk about WIPs. There are no FOs. We'll do a few shop news updates. And we'll do a little book chat. And that's going to be it. So let's start with Mugwatch. This is a new mug. This is one that I picked up 2 weeks ago at Frederick Fiber Fest when we were vending there. I actually forgot to mention that I bought just a few things. This was one of the things that I bought. This is by Hillsboro Pottery. And we were walking by their booth. They only had one of these. I saw it and I instantly ran back to grab my wallet so that I could buy it. It's lovely. It's pink. It's got some gold shimmer. Absolutely love it. I did forget to check if they have a website. If they do, as always, they will be linked below, like everything that I talk about, so that you can check them out if you are able. I'm drinking my regular chai blend, and it is 11 after 11 on Thursday, November 6th. So it's almost the end of the week. So that was Mugwatch. There are no FOs. Like I said, I have not finished anything. We were still in prep mode this week. We have a show this weekend, which I'll talk about in shop news. And so that'll take us right to WIPs. I have had one main WIP this week that I've been working on because I really, really just want to get it done. And that is my Douglas Cardi. Last week I showed you that I had seamed the shoulders and front and backs are done. And I finally picked up stitches for the sleeve, and I'm on my 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, my 8th stripe down the sleeve. So the pattern calls for sleeve decreases, and I did that on my first one, but so far I've not done any decreases on this one. I think I want the sleeves just a little more loose, so that I hate when sleeves just squeeze you. What I'm going to do is I keep trying it on. When I get to about here, so about 3/4 sleeve length, I'm going to try it on and see. If it feels like it's going to be too loose and floppy, I might do like just 2 or 3 decreases to the wrist before I start the rib, but I might not. I think I want it to be loose and cozy. I'm actually past the elbow now, so I really don't have far to go. I put a marker in so that we know for next week. And honestly, guys, my goal is to have this done. Is that too lofty of a goal? My goal is to have this done by the next time I podcast. I only have to finish this sleeve, whack out the other one, and knit the button band. It really should not be. Okay, let me amend that and say next week when I see you, I will have both sleeves done and I'll be working on the button band, because the button band is knit separately and then you, and then you attach it. So let's just say by next week when I come back, I will have both sleeves done, because this weekend is our last in-person show. So there's no more show prep to do. There's no more prepping of the trailer. It's just standard dyeing. So dyeing for club, dyeing for orders. So I will have more time out of the studio because I'll be doing a lot of admin work. This is the time of year where we decide which colors we're going to discontinue for next year, switch up our bases, things like that. So that's the plan. I'll have 2 sleeves next week and I'll be working on the button band. So if I forgot to say, this is the Douglas Cardi by Andrea Mowry. I am using our Merino DK in the colors Pressed Petals, Dunfermline Abbey, Fresco, and Mahogany. And then my button band and my hem and everything is in the color Mushroom Bisque. So that's my Douglas Cardi. I absolutely love it. And I'm excited to have it to wear this winter. That is the only thing I've worked on this week. Literally the only thing. I've done a lot more spinning than knitting this week, but that's the main WIP that I've been concentrating on. So yeah. There is one more little WIP, but I'm not going to show you that until shop news because I'm going to show you a special color and then I'm going to show you what I started in it as a sneak peek. So let's do shop news. For shop news, Advent extras are live in the shop right now. Now, as of today, which is Thursday, there are no more weeklies left. They have been sold. There's one 12-day of 50s. And if any of these change, I'll correct it on screen. There's one 12 days of 50s. That's our Charlie Brown calendar. And there are 6 left of the big Dragon Rider Academy 4th Wing inspired 24-day countdown. But that's it. There are 7 total. We had 11 across all 3 options. We're down to 7. 7. So if you want one, they're up on the shop. They'll stay there until they're gone. I'll leave them up even in December because if you decide, oh yeah, I want one, even though it's already December, I mean, you know, they're not Christmassy, so you can open them whenever. But that's the scoop. Like I said, if those numbers have changed, I will fix it on the screen here. If any sell before this goes up live. So Advent extras are in the shop. We have our December book club. It's our last book of 2025. That will go live November 15th at 9 a.m. That is always when Lily Pad Club pre-orders go live. So November 15th, 9 a.m. pre-orders for the December color go live. Let me show you the book that we chose for December. Are you ready? A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEwen. Look at this. It's so stunning. So this is the Allurial edition. I know the regular edition is similar. It just probably doesn't have the same sprayed edges, but that is our book for December. Look at this map. Here is our color palette. And I got the charm from Kelsey. Are you ready? Look at that little potions bottle. Oh, the marbling. It's so good. She did the silver corners, but that potion bottle is stunning. And there's even, these are like crystals right here. So that's the book. That's the charm. As always, the charms are limited. We only get a set number of those every month. Pre-orders go live November 15th. So that's that. That is December club, and that's our book pick. As always, if you want to read along with us, the Discord is always free, and there's a thread every month for the new book that we're reading, and you're welcome to pop in and out of there however you want and chat about what you're reading. There's also threads for other books that we're reading, our works in progress, our finished objects. It's a pretty fun and busy little community over there. People are always popping in and out, sharing their thoughts on a story or showing what they've finished. And it's a fun place. I love when everyone's in there chatting. Okay, so next is the Christmas book box. Let's talk about this. So, in case you didn't see last week, Kelsey of the Littlest Charm Co. and I have teamed up, and we're going to do a special December Christmas book box. This was kind of a jumping off point from her thinking we were already doing one and then deciding we do want to do one. So we have put our heads together and we put together this box. Last week I showed the book, which is The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. This book, a copy of this book, a hard copy, will be in the box. There will also be an exclusive charm from Kelsey. There will be yarn from us and a few other little goodies. But I finished, finally, I nailed down the yarn color. This, you guys, this took 7 attempts. Attempt number 7 is when I got it right. I just had to get it right in my head. And I wasn't thinking, because, you know, the blue is very prominent on this book. But when you try to add red and white or silver to that, you get, you know, Americana. It's not a good look. So I had to mess up a few times, and then I stopped. And of course that night, you know, went to bed, and as I'm sleeping, as it often does when I'm struggling with a color, it will come to me. You need to try it this way. And that's what it took. I tried it a different way. I changed my dye technique and it worked perfectly. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the color because it's so good, you guys. It's so good. So this is the Christmas Bookshop and I am in love. You get a little pop of that deep dark blue, but it's not overwhelming. And it's so fun and festive. Okay. So we have that, but the set the yarn will come with 2 minis. And first we just had gold, just a nice warm gold. It really warms up. There are gold speckles within the yarn. A little bit hard to see. I didn't put a lot of them. I didn't want things to get too muddy, but there's a little bit of gold. But then we're looking at this and both Brian and I said, it's missing something. Needs a little bit of light. And he said, well, what about silver? I'm like, okay, you're brilliant. Silver and gold. Very Christmassy. So then we did silver. And it is a very cool toned silver. So the 2 of them together just give the set that those perfect tones. So that's the set for the book box. There's the book. Because there are a lot of silver ornaments in this, in the decorations, and then the gold for all of the lighting from the shop. So that's the Christmas Bookshop colorway, 2 minis. That'll be in the box. Now, did I start working with this colorway? Well, yes, I did. How dare you ask? Of course I wound up a set for me because I wanted to knit with it. Now, Mr. Froggett told me to keep this for next week, but I feel like you need to see it started. Okay, so we're just gonna, I'm just gonna give you a little sneak peek. So I started with my cuff. I just did the silver. I did 10 rows of silver, 3 rows of gold, and then 10 more rows of silver. So I have 23 rounds of my cuff. I'm not picky about my cuff as long as it's long enough so that when it's on, it doesn't stretch down to nothing. But then, are you ready? We have the color. Look at it. Oh, it's so good. This is my little Christmas candy cane. This is, of course, from Kelsey at the Littlest Charm Co. I think I got that last year. You guys, I love it so much. So, that's the Christmas bookshop. Sorry, honey. I couldn't resist. I have to give the people what they want. That's it. Started to work up in a sock, and I am loving working on that. That is living in a little wintry sock bag from Fat Squirrel Fibers. So that's that. Christmas book boxes go on sale December 1st at 9 a.m. There will only be 20. That's it. That was all the books that I could buy. I don't have a bookseller's license, so I cannot buy these books at wholesale. And so I was only allowed to buy 20. So there are 20 boxes total. And yeah, so, you know, if it's a case of, oh, I didn't get an Advent, or I missed out, or an Advent's just not within your budget, because I get it, they are expensive. This is a way that you can have something holiday, magical, that will cost a lot less than an Advent. So, final price is still not figured out. I still have to find out how much the charms are going to cost. But I'm thinking they won't be more than $75 a box. So, that's where we're at with the Christmas book box. You get a little pre-peek of the color. And last thing for shop news, if you're watching this Saturday, November 8th, the day that it comes out, we are at the Maryland Alpaca Fleece and Fiber Festival in West Friendship, Maryland, at the Howard County Fairgrounds. It is the same fairgrounds where they have the big Maryland sheep and wool every spring. We are there today and tomorrow, Sunday, November 9th. So if you're watching this on Saturday and you're in the area, or it's not too long of a drive, you can come out tomorrow on Sunday. The show is open 9 to 4 both days, and we are parked right along the midway. You literally can't miss us. So come out and see us. It's a free event. There are lots of other great, amazing vendors. There's vendors in 3 or 4 buildings and even in the barns. So it's a lot of vendors, and it's a fun little show. So that's our last show in person. And then we're off the road until April of 2026, which is a much needed break. Before we get into book chat, I just did want to share with you the other acquisitions that I picked up at Frederick, since I forgot. I got my pink mug. I also got this cutie patootie mug with the sheep on. There's even a sheep inside. And this is from Of Dust and Dew, Enchanted by Nature. So there's the front of their card. And there's the back. You can pause that and scan that QR code. I just thought this was really cute. I was also, it's like an optical illusion, right? Because I looked at it and I was like, oh yes, it's a teacup shaped mug. Because when I think mug, I think mug. It's going to hold a lot of tea. It doesn't. I mean, it holds your standard like 8 to 10 ounces, but you see this big, wide opening and you think, wow, it's got a whole lot of tea. It doesn't, but it's super cute. It's great for an evening cup of tea before bed where I'm just having a little bit. And I know my friend Robin got one. I think this vendor was at Cake Palooza. So I loved it with the little sheep. And that's really cute. So I'm going to put that over there. The only other thing I got, because I only had about 10 minutes to buzz around, since it's a one-day event and Frederick is always so busy. We had people in the trailer at like 5 minutes till 4 and the event was over at 4. So the last thing I got was some fiber from Distelfink Fiber. And this is their colorway Spice Market, and it is 100% Rambouillet fiber. And I did get 2 of them. I just thought these colors were stunning. So here is their logo, Distelfink Fiber, and it is 100% Rambouillet, 4 ounces each. So those colors just caught my eye. I thought they were beautiful. And you guys, that's it. That's it for shop news. That's it for acquisitions. I did pick up, I was at one of my local yarn shops, You and Me York. Hi, Joan. Joan gets our club every month, and I don't often, you know, just go in there and buy a lot of yarn, but she was showing me some new baby yarn that she got in. Say less, right? I have a grandson coming. So I picked up this new Ella Rae Snuggles. It is a Fair Isle print, so it's going to do its own thing. And it is 50% acrylic, 50% nylon. But she had 2 really cool boy themed colors. These are just browns and tans with a little bit of cream. And because they're Fair Isle, they're going to do their own thing. I'm going to make 2 sweaters for the grandbaby for next fall. And then, you know, my daughter won't have to worry about washing and all that stuff. She can throw them right in the washer and the dryer. And that's it. That'll take us to book chat. So, book chat. I finished Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. This was lovely. This was a great, cozy fantasy read. I read the first one, Rewitched, last October. These both take place in October. So they are like a beginning of October to a Halloween timeline. And honestly, I think I like this one more. And I loved Rewitched. This one hit a little harder. I actually teared up a few places. This was just so, so good. I know she has a 3rd one coming out next year. It's called Disenchanted. And I can't wait. I can't wait. It's like an October tradition. So if you haven't read it, Uncharmed, Lucy Jane Wood. This was so, so good. So sweet. So heartwarming. Yeah, I loved it. This is right up there with Sarah Beth Durst and her cozy fantasy series, The Spell Shop, The Enchanted Greenhouse. Love them. Some of my favorites. I also, I mentioned last week that Halloween was my grandmother's birthday, and I always do a little something just for me on Halloween to just connect with my gram. And this year I said I was going to read Garlic and the Vampire, and I did. I sat down with a cup of tea. This is a graphic novel. There is not a lot of dialogue, but the artwork is beautiful. They're all vegetables. They're all like this cast of characters. We have carrot, we have celery, we have pumpkin, we have garlic. They're so cute. I had a great time reading this. I know now that there is a second one. It's called Garlic and the Witch. So I think I might try and grab a copy of that for next year. So those are the 2 books that I finished. I am still reading Anathema. I forgot to grab it, but it's my audio listen. And I started Alchemized by Senlin Yu. Patrick, you're going to have to let me know if you started down in the comments. I am on page 155. Now this book is over 1,000 pages. I think it's like 1,024. I don't want to ruin it. I switched this to read on my Kindle because this physically hurts my hands. I can't hold it up. She's a chonker, and this paper is like, it's like textbook paper. It's very heavy. So I had to get a copy on my Kindle so that I can read it better, because this is just very heavy in both weight and subject matter. Listen, I read the trigger warnings. I don't know that I have triggers for when I'm reading. I mean, I do. I tried to read, what was it called? Like Haunting Adeline or something. I think it's like a stalker romance. I could not read that. That kept me up at night. So maybe that's a trigger. I read the trigger warnings. I knew this was going to be dark. This is not a romantasy. This is a high, dark fantasy. And I think there is a romantic subplot, but it's not like the mushy gushy romantasy, oh, we're faded kind of love. I think it's quite dark. This book does not waste any time getting to the meat of things. By page 10, I was having to sit it down and take a break. It's just, a lot of high fantasy books can spend a lot of time at the beginning building the world, building the magic, building, you know, all of the things that you need to know. This is not that. The world building and the magic explanations happen with the story as it progresses. So it jumps right in. I am tempted to also listen to this once I finish Anathema, because Saskia Marleveld, she's the narrator, and I love her narration style. I love her voice. She narrated A Study in Drowning, which was one of our book picks earlier this year, and I thoroughly enjoyed listening to that. So I don't know. It's not an easy read as far as subject matter. But I want to say I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the read. It's hard to explain. It's very dark. Okay. There are a lot of things that are happening to our main character, Helena, that she has no say in. There is no consent given. It is very much torture, abuse. So if those things are your triggers, I don't recommend you read this book. This is dark, and I'm only 155 pages in. So I can only imagine where it's going to go from here. But I'm intrigued, and the story is good. The story is solid. I want to know what's happening to Helena. I want to know why she is the way she is. So I'm invested. Yeah. I know that's not very cohesive. Patrick, you're going to have to let me know if you started it and how you're feeling. It is one that I know I will definitely be taking breaks from to read. I didn't even grab it. To read our November book, which is Dream Slinger. Hold on. Okay, so like I said, I know that I'm going to want to take breaks. Give my brain a break from the subject matter. So I'll also be reading our November book pick, which is Dream Slinger. This is a middle grade fantasy book. And yeah, I'm excited to start this. I think it'll be a nice break from Alchemized. I also want to read Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I have this one and the second one, Bookshops and Bone Dust, and the third one comes out this month. And I've heard nothing but great things about this cozy fantasy series. So I love a good cozy fantasy. So that'll be another one that I pick up in November to give my brain a break, something lighter, something happier other than Alchemized. So yeah, I only have 11 hours left, I think, of Anathema. So that won't take very long and that'll be done. I also picked up a few books. I had my retina specialist check up for my eye yesterday and everything looks good. He actually released me for a full year. I don't have to go back until next November. Everything looks amazing. So as a treat, Mr. Froggett took me to Barnes & Noble. We got a chai tea and we had a little browse. I was looking for one specific book, which was A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Ciccarelli. This is the author of the duology Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch, which is one of my all-time favorite duologies. So I'm really looking forward to this. I also picked up Ship of Spells. I think this is a sentient ship with a pirate and it's fantasy. So, right? Like, say less. I love a good pirate fantasy. I'm intrigued. It's also a beautiful book and the end papers are nice as well. So I grabbed that. And then I've been thinking ahead to December. I love to read holiday books in December, something a little less deep. I don't know if I'll be done with Alchemized by December. I'm not going to rush it unless it gets even more intense and I'm, you know, really, sometimes when a book really picks up the pace, I'm sucked in. So we'll see. Anyway, I still want to pick up some holiday reads and I just wasn't finding much that was not like romance. We all know I don't read romance. Come on, it's not a secret. Everything is just corny romance, right? I don't want to read that. I just don't enjoy it. But I did pick up Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I've not read any B.K. Borison. I've heard some amazing things. I've heard some, oh, you know, she's okay. But this one has a ghost in it. So it's like paranormal romance. So we'll try it. Plus, it's just a really pretty cover. We'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll pop it in the little free library. No harm, no foul. I looked through my books. I do have one that's like a fairy fantasy that I picked up last year that I did not read. And I also have a middle grade that takes place in the lead up to Christmas that I could read. So we'll see. We'll see where I'm at in December. And there's still time. I might go to, we have a bookstore in Hanover and I might go there. They sell a lot more indie pub books. So I might go there and have a little look about and see if they have any different holiday books. But anyway, that's it. That's everything that I've been working on. That's everything that's happening in the shop. That's everything that I have read and am currently reading. So if you are also, well, first, if you're reading our November book, like I said, always chat in the Discord. It's always free. Are you also reading this book? If you are, let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you're at. Don't spoil anything for anybody, please, but let me know your thoughts. I am intrigued. I find myself wanting to grab my Kindle in my pockets of time. That's why I also think I might grab an audio copy of it so that I can listen to it a little bit while I'm spinning or watering plants or knitting, just to see how I like it. I did listen to, like I said, Saskia Marleveld is an amazing narrator. I loved her in A Study of Drowning. I did listen to a sample. She's very good at atmospheric reads, so I feel like she's the perfect narrator for it. So have you started or finished any good books this past week? If so, let us know. Have you found a new book that you're excited about? As always, put that in the comments. Chat with us about that. Everybody here loves a good book rec. And how are those WIPs coming? Have we finished anything? Like I said, I'm going to come back next week with 2 finished sleeves, and I'll be working on the button band. That's my goal, my goal is to finish it, but we'll see. I do have to work this weekend. So yes, that's all from me. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you're ready to embrace cozy November and the darker days. I hope that you're just having a great week and doing the best that you can with what you have. It's a time. So, this is the end. As always, I want you to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind. I will see you right back here next week, same time, same place, and we will chat about our very last in-person show. And hopefully I will have an almost done cardigan. So until then, happy making. Bye.